Next?
Mm-hmm.
What, do you got all your dates on some kind of a time schedule now?
No. They're here.
Who?
George Romero and Tom Savini, too.
Well, where I grew up, there was one drive-in movie near where I grew up, so I really never went to the drive-ins much until I got out here. Pittsburgh. This is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's lots of drive-ins here. I think I started at the drive-ins before the movie theaters because it was easier to pack up in the car and go and take this little kid along with you.
Yeah.
And that's where I really first saw Man of a Thousand Faces, at a drive-in.
The drive-in?
Then followed it up in movie theaters. Every movie theater I could find that was showing it, you know.
Well, it's, you know, the product has become sort of disposable product, and really the drive-in might have even been the beginning of that. The drive-ins, I think, were if you wanted to trace what happened to movies to make them more popular or to make them more like more disposable or more like paperbacks, if you will.
Fast food.
It sort of went drive-ins to TV drive-ins and TV probably around the same time, and then now it's gone from that to video cassette. Now it's completely disposable. I mean, I
never
would
thought of that. That's true.
I would never think of walking out on a movie. I mean, if I'd go to a movie and if I'd see the beginning of a movie, I was committed.
Yeah,
you know,
me
I would
too.
never think of walking out. Now I bring.
Have you ever? I've never had.
I have with cassettes. I'll bring home 6 cassettes on a weekend. I'll watch. You know, I'll watch one. If I really don't like it, I'll just turn it off and go to the next one.
It's so easy.
And I may never watch the end of it, which is something that I used to never do. So the most laughs I ever had at a drive-in was when we went to see Night of the Living Dead.
How come?
We all went out to see it at a drive-in. I remember Carl and Marilyn and I think Russ was along.
But it wasn't the first time you'd seen it.
No, but we all went to a drive-in and had this, you know, brought food and wine and had a ball.
That's a different kind of premiere, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was sort of our own premiere. We had a
Yeah.
big premiere at a theater downtown, but then we all went out to the drive-in, so that said something about where our head was.
Like a picnic, yeah.
It was like
sure.
a picnic.
Yeah.
And we could raise hell and have fun with it, and just the idea that we were playing there, you know.
Yeah. Well, what about some
I
other
remember
ones?
when we had the premiere downtown, it was a premiere that we were sort of responsible for having. It was a benefit, and Walter Reed wasn't like the movie had opened, you know. And then it wasn't until after that, when the movie was playing around, that it seemed like it was it suddenly became a real movie.
Yeah.
And we went to drive-in to see it.
Vampires.